We'll literally show you the career that you've been dying, itching, wanting to see.
It's time to experience the nooks and crannies of Korea as with your own 2 feet on
K-Patch.
with Cedric.
It is a Monday. It's our new season's way to break into a new week. Cedric comes in, Sky Cedi from YouTube, with a video on a certain theme that we've set him. This week, it's about maybe cafe trends during COVID-19 to help you heal. He's looking fresh as ever. Good morning, Cedric.
Good morning. I'm waiting for the spring weather to hit, which is why I'm dressed like this. And so hopefully today it'll actually transition over.
You think it's been a bit too chilly to be spring?
Yeah, the last few weeks. You know, we had a nice little jump up a couple of weeks ago where it was nice and warm, but then it got chilly again.
Yeah, the wind is a bit biting across the weekend. We went a little bit out of Seoul to a deserted area, and it was about 11 degrees. So I was like, this is not spring weather.
No,
You're
not
right.
yet. No.
I think today we might get up to 20 according to my weather app. That would be nice and springy.
Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so. So I'm prepared for that.
How is spring in your neck of the woods in the States where you grew up? Cedric?
Sure. Spring is pretty warm.
Okay.
We have pretty mild weather year round, except in the summer. So it starts to really get hot.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think in the spring, you're already dealing with perhaps 25, 30 degree weather
What?
at times. Yeah.
Wow, okay. Coming from rainy old London, to be honest, I might have said that this past couple of weeks in Korea was a good spring because we haven't had too much rain and it's been, in double digits. That's enough for London. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes it gets really chilly. You can head back down to single digits and catch a cold and all sorts like that. We hope you're all enjoying, whether it's spring or if you're in the southern hemisphere, maybe you're going into autumn as well and managing to stay safe during COVID-19. What have you been up to over the past week, Cedric? Been anywhere interesting? Well, maybe for today's topic, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was probably the highlight of my past week. But yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy. I did do a little photo shoot with a client.
Oh,
and so
you were
that
taking
was
some
fun.
pics?
Taking some pics. Mostly it was a wine company.
Oh, nice.
And I was taking pictures of tons of wine.
Okay.
And maybe taste testing while shooting.
Did you get any good tips? Have you got any favorites from what you were drinking?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a handful, but I really have a bent towards the white wines.
Oh, really?
And I do have a sweet tooth, so I like the sweet white wines.
Amazing.
Nice and chilled. It's perfect.
Yeah, to be honest, I like my alcohol in most instances pretty cold, and refreshing. And they say red wine, you shouldn't put it in the fridge and stuff like this. You could keep it at room temperature. It's not refreshing when you drink it, and sometimes it's got that kind of dry taste as well.
Right.
I'm not a massive fan. So, yeah, I'm with you with the white wines. Maybe get a recommendation during the song break because I want to drink more wine rather than unhealthy beer. At least that's how it feels to me. Well, that's kind of for today's hashtag 광고, which is advert or advertisement.
Oh, cool.
You were taking pictures to promote that brand, I suppose, that company.
Yeah, that brand, they really just wanted some pictures for their website. So I guess in a sense it's kind of 광고.
How about in general? Are there any like adverts that stick out in your mind from your youth or anything, Cedric, that you thought, oh, that was an amazing advert, that was an amazing bit of promotion for a company, without maybe saying the company outright? It could be difficult. Because in the UK, right, football is massive. So there were some really amazing football adverts. I'm talking soccer here, where they got like all the global stars for like a cola commercial or something like that, and they play together. And those really stick out in the mind for me. Is there anything like that for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest ones that stick out to mind in my childhood and adolescent years would be the different beer commercials. This is ironic.
Okay.
During the big old football season, the Super Bowl.
So, like the Bud one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that big in the States?
And
the
all
What's
the lights.
Up one?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm glad you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, this is exactly what I was thinking. So those stick out to me because those were just so funny. And all the kids loved it, even though they were
couldn't
beer
drink the
commercials.
beer. Yeah, this is true. Everyone answered the phone like that for a while, and it got incredibly annoying, didn't it?
Right,
it was just like, what's up, what's up, what's up? You didn't say anything at all.
Man, so that's a good throwback. But, I have to plug myself because since we're talking about commercials, I don't know if we'll have another opportunity for me to do this.
Do
but
it. Plug
I was
away.
actually in a Gwango myself.
As a kid?
No,
Recently?
as an adult recently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it
For
wasn't
what?
a television one, but it was for one of the biggest sportswear brands.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, for their shoes. And
You got to wear their shoes.
I got to wear their shoes. They sent me the shoes, and actually, I was the photographer along with Becky for this shoot, and they actually published those pictures in their ads.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
In Korea.
In Korea.
Wow, I want to see some of those
I have
copies.
it in my phone if you guys want to see it. But yeah, I'm not
Fantastic.
lying with that. So that was really cool.
That's awesome, isn't it, for that massive sports brand? Getting on to today's trend, though, we are still conscious that COVID-19 is really big in places like the States and in many parts of Europe. Here in Korea across the weekend, I think we only had around 30 new cases each day, which is mighty impressive. But we're still not out of the woods. So whatever we're doing today and probably in future weeks, we don't encourage you to do right now.
No.
We'd like you to save it for when COVID-19 is completely defeated. But Cedric's been brave enough and obviously taking the right precautions going to these places. So what's the theme for today?
So we're going to be talking about the rising trends in some of the cafes here in Seoul.
Okay.
Namely, there's the plant cafes, and then also rooftop cafes and or restaurants.
Okie dokie. So with the plant cafes, that is a trend that I haven't heard about, but they're out there with just plants inside them.
Yes, that's true. So they actually have a bunch of flowers and plants inside the cafes, so it's really cool.
Okie
Really
dokie.
refreshing.
I think we're getting some audio mixed in at the moment. So what we're going to try and do for you is play a video. There we go. We're all sorted. We're ready now. I think we were listening
I thought I was
to
hearing
ourselves
voices. Yeah,
speaking.
I was going crazy.
That was quite lovely hearing our own voices. So your first video, what are we going to see in this?
So we're going to see a very popular plant cafe in Seoul. You might not be able to tell because of the whole COVID situation, but I wanted to show you guys anyway. So let's watch.
Oh, it's an actual brand of plant cafe.
It is.
It looks like a plant selling shop.
You know what? I think you can probably purchase some of the plants.
Oh,
to be honest, but
cool.
yeah. I mean, this, as you can see, it's empty. We thought there'd be some people, but it was completely empty, and it's usually less emptier than normal.
When did you go?
So we went a little after 11. I think they open around 9
On a
or so.
weekday?
On a weekend.
Oh, really?
No,
Then
actually, it was a Friday. Sorry,
Okay.
it was a Friday.
You're keeping social distancing there.
Yep.
The plants are meant to give you some healing as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's just nice to connect with the nature. And of course, they offer the sanitizer. I think every public place has it.
Yeah, I haven't been anywhere that doesn't. It looks like a pretty trendy cafe, like kind of modern, but the plants are everywhere.
Right. Everywhere.
nice.
On the table, on the walls. And it was delicious.
And some
I
nice
must say.
cake as well.
Yeah, so this was actually, I've been to this cafe a couple of times, and it's usually there's more people, but I do think, and we did actually verify with the owner if this is normal, and he said no, it's because it's been dying down, because of the whole situation, which I think is a good thing, at least for people's health. Maybe not good for business.
No, not good for that. I'm sure he was pleased to see you, and you bought a slice of cake as well.
Absolutely, it's expensive too.
That cafe, I was going to ask that as well. What is it like cost-wise? A bit more expensive in terms of the coffee as well?
Yeah,
than
just
your
a little more
average one?
expensive. Yeah, a little more expensive.
Okay.
I think they try to go the premium route with their coffees, and they had different types of coffees that I couldn't. I like to drink a good coffee, but I don't know. Whether a good coffee is from a certain region.
Origins.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's getting too deep into it now in Korea. There are some places where they ask you to choose which bean you want.
Exactly.
Just give me a coffee bean. That's all I want. As long as it's not green bean, then I will drink it. Is that a chain, do you know? Or is that a one-off? It looks kind of branded.
I believe they have another location that they opened up. I'm not completely sure. But I do think they have maybe 2 locations.
I feel like that cafe in particular, the main hall bit there, it looked like there were 2 big communal tables. So that would probably discourage people from going during Corona-19 as well, if you had to sit near someone or opposite some strangers and stuff. But that seems to be quite a trend in some cafes I've seen now. A lot of communal tables where one person might sit at one end and then another stranger a few seats down. I don't know, maybe I'm a bit conservative. I want my own table.
I understand. But someone like me, I always bring so much stuff. I bring computer, hard drive, so I like the space.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't want to be next to a stranger.
All right. So you want that table to yourself, is what you're saying. That's
do.
your whole table. Fantastic.
Yeah, but, the seating arrangement in there, I mean, I don't know if it quite meets the 6 feet rule, but I mean, there's enough space to where, and there's enough tables to where people can distance themselves.
Okay.
And then there's that outdoor space, which had enough room, I think.
Was there plants outside as well then?
There were.
Because it looks very kind of homely in a way and rustic. The plants aren't like designed to be built into the walls or anything. They just got like pots on the table and on the floor and randomly like that. Did that make you feel like, I don't know, like it was a selling point of the cafe?
For me, yeah, because it gives you I don't know how to describe it, but it's like you're in nature, something that's missing in Seoul.
Yeah.
In many places. You don't feel a lot of nature because everything is so modern.
Sure.
And very
Tall
stylish.
Buildings, glass and concrete everywhere.
Yeah, but it's so nice to just be in a place where there's plants. And of course, I'm no scientist, but it is good for the air, obviously, the air circulation and getting cleaner oxygen.
Absolutely. And they say that some plants are good to a certain extent at taking out the fine dust as well.
Right.
NASA released like this list a few years back. I did see another article saying, well, it's about 100 times more effective to have an actual electric air filter. But if you don't have one, or in addition to one, it's nice to have the green there. It is the kind of healing, I think, for people's eyes, like seeing leaves and plants and stuff like that. And as you said, maybe some of them are for sale there. That would be kind of a good side hustle, I think, for a coffee shop.
Right.
We're going to get to some more healing cafes, trendy cafes here in Korea in part 2. You can show us cafes in your country that maybe you visited before COVID-19, and you can send in those photos and those videos of plants to us at Kakao Talk. Our username is Daily K. We've got A Pink up next, Secret Garden. We've got lots of feedback coming in to us via VLive and YouTube as well. Sorry we can't read all of your messages. Nazaya's on board saying, I just finished my shift. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully we can maybe send you to sleep if you're planning on resting. Yadira, you're saying you're in Canada and you've still got snow there at the moment. We were talking about 20 degrees here. That's interesting. Yeah, maybe you can build a snowman or something. We're going to play your song request later on, so stay tuned as well. Welcome to Mikhail and Sudanaz. A few messages from YouTube as well.
Yep. So Siska says, nice cafe. Yes, it really is a nice cafe. Just to go and chill, to go on a first date. One of my first dates was in that cafe as well. Fun fact.
Wow, that's nice. There might be a plaque there in the future if you two become super famous.
Yep. And also Valerie says the cafe looks really lovely, so she agrees with Siska. Yeah, it's such a nice cafe. It'd be great if you guys ever come to Korea to visit a cafe like that, once all this is said and done, of course.
Of course, yeah. And the thing I liked about the cafe, the aesthetics, like I mentioned, is really like homely and rustic. You can't, obviously, with live plants, keep them perfectly symmetrical or anything like that.
Right.
But I like just having random pots, it seemed, on the floor and on the tables and stuff like that, kind of promoting the nature side of things, right? We also got a message from Durangi K saying, we've got plant cafes here in the States. They're called hookah bars. I think you're talking about the ones where you could do the shisha and stuff, which, I don't know, maybe in some of them they'll put in plants, a certain variety that are legal there, right?
Right.
But not here. Here we do have hookah bars, but I think it's all just a flavoured, like, smoke that you're having. I think you can get fruity flavours as well.
Right, as far as I know.
Yeah, Cam also sent in a photo that I don't think is appropriate to show because Korea still highly bans those kind of substances, of some of those dispensaries as well in the States where it has the pictures of the plants on the outside and things like that. You can't do that here in Korea. It's highly illegal, Cam and any other listeners, just in case you were wondering.
Yeah, Siska says, I was in a plant and flower cafe last time with Paul in Gangnam. but didn't take any videos. That's okay, but she does have pictures of at least the entrance.
Okie dokie.
Maybe you could send that in.
Yeah,
That'd
I think
great.
We've got your pictures and Anne's pictures lined up for part 3. Listeners
Very
out there,
cool.
if you've got any just plant general pictures, doesn't have to be a plant cafe, it could be your garden, your pot plant as well. We'd love to see them, and tell us how they make you feel as well. Do they heal you, or do they stress you out because you think you're going to kill them? Do you have plants in your place setting?
I have a little plant, and I keep forgetting to water it.
Oh dear,
So
but it's still alive?
It's leaning over, but it is next to the window. So
Okay.
it is fighting for dear life with the sunlight.
Maybe he's trying to get out. Maybe he's trying to jump. Yeah, I'm not that great with plants. That's the thing, because they're not moving, they're not talking, they're not like making noise. You just forget about them sometimes, right?
Exactly.
There needs to be some kind of AI that waters it or reminds you to water it. I guess we could just set an alarm on our phones,
That's
but
true.
we're a bit lazy.
Yeah.
No excuses. I've got a big like jungle in my house. Maybe I'll send in my photo. I think I've got one.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Of the big plants that have got a bit out of control. Second cafe though today. Is it also a plant cafe?
It is not a plant cafe. This is actually one of my favorite style of cafes / restaurants. It's also a restaurant.
Oh, nice.
And it's a rooftop cafe and restaurant. So
That's not that common in Korea, I don't believe.
It's not, but it's, I'm starting to see some pop up here and there, especially in my neighborhood.
Oh, over
so
in the
it's
Hongdae
really
kind
cool.
of area.
Yeah, so this particular place, it serves as not only just a rooftop cafe, but also just a normal cafe. So I'm going to show you guys. So let's watch.
Oh, it's many floors
Yep,
then.
3 floors. Not the first floor, but floors 2 through 4.
A
So
part of the
this is-
same restaurant / cafe.
Exactly. So as you can see, they can open up one side completely.
Oh, and they have done so already.
They have.
in the
Yeah, the
spring.
weather was nice. A little chilly, but it was nice enough.
They'll often provide like blankets, right, at places like that.
Yeah, they have blankets there. So this is the rooftop area, as you can see.
Oh, nice.
No one was up there.
Big patio kind of with all the wood.
Yeah. So you can imagine on a cool summer night, just a bunch of people up there, considering there's no COVID.
Yes, of
Just
course.
eating and dining, enjoying a nice drink.
So you
or
can have
wine.
both food or just a coffee up
Yeah.
there. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, they have delicious food as well.
Oh, that looks good. I want to find more rooftop places because the kids would love being outside while eating a meal.
Right.
Hand sanitizer.
Of course. Yeah, so this is honestly one of my favorite cafes.
It's not too overpriced despite having a nice rooftop.
It is a little pricey as well.
Okay. How much are we talking for like an Americano?
Americano,
roughly?
I think, is about 6,000 or 7,000.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't go to those kind of trendy cafes because I've always got the kids, right? So
Right.
the most expensive would be like 4,000-5,000 at the Bucks place.
Right.
But wow, is that how much people pay? Like young trendy hipsters?
Yeah, I mean, but a lot of people actually go there to maybe drink wine or beer.
Okay.
And their meals. Let's not get into that.
Really?
It's about 20 to 30,000
Okay.
if you want to eat there.
I'm less strict about the cost of a meal. Like that's okay for me.
Sure.
But coffee, yeah, wow. I haven't paid that much for a coffee in a long time. Maybe I'm very old-fashioned. Maybe the price of coffee has increased over the years, and I'm just stuck in the past. But 6,000 or 7,000. It's interesting as well that you say like wine or meals and stuff like that. A lot of places in Korea will often serve alcohol alongside coffee, and some cafes will sometimes serve beer as well.
Yeah.
In the UK, that's not really a kind of mix that you see. Like a coffee shop will sell coffee and tea, that's it. But here, I often see a random beer at some odd, like, dessert cafes and stuff like that.
Right. That was one of my initial culture shocks
Mm-hmm.
here. Was wow, you can actually at a cafe get a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it
so-
quite strict in the US as well? Like, you need a license to have alcohol on your premises kind
I
of
believe
thing?
so. I believe you need a separate license to be able to sell alcohol as a restaurant. And I don't recall ever seeing a cafe that sells alcohol.
Yeah,
like that.
It's
I
kind
don't
of
recall.
a weird combo, yeah. Lilith says, yeah, the rooftop cafe is lovely. They're quite common in the UK, though, but they are pricey. Yeah, I think there's one in Kensington, a very famous club/bar that's on the top of a really tall building, and then people who have the money go and party there. But you say you've seen more in Korea. Like, I've been to maybe 2 or 3 in my 10 years here,
Right.
but I'm not young and trendy anymore, Cedric. In like the Itaewon area, I've heard that they're popping up around there, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know anything about Itaewon. I know about Yeonnam-dong. There are a couple that are popping up there. And I actually went to a very nice rooftop bar in Myeongdong area.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which was really nice. And that was, about a year ago this time.
It's often difficult to know they're there unless someone knows they're there. Like
Exactly.
they're not really well advertised, and you don't really look up from the street level and see like a noisy rooftop or something.
Right. I mean, because the thing is about Korean buildings that I've noticed is most buildings have access to the rooftop. So you're not thinking that's anything special. You know, so it's probably hard to spot, you know, maybe a restaurant or a cafe at a rooftop because all buildings have some sort of rooftop.
Yeah, this is true. They are there, and like if they're not used for anything else, sometimes people will use it for like a smoking area. Like lots of the office workers will go up there. And the other thing with Korea is we've got so many mixed use buildings. You know, they've just got random things in there, like a PC room, a gym, and this and that, and restaurants and bars, that you'd have to know what's in that building before you'd understand what's on top. And there's some like that one, maybe 3 or 4 story buildings, the little ones, which would just have like a small rooftop area on top as well. It looks lovely, and when Corona-19 is all done and dusted, or even now with the social distancing in place, there was nobody on that rooftop, so that was fine for you guys. You could go and enjoy that. Show us rooftops in your country as well, the cafes and stuff like that. Thanks, Rebecca, for telling us to stay healthy and safe. We will do our best. We're going to play another track and get your content in our part number 3, I should say. M Flying's Oktabang Rooftop. We're back for part 3. K-Patch with Cedric in the studio. Sky Sedi is his YouTube handle if you want to check him out there. Lots of you sending in messages about being a bit stressed as well during COVID-19. Valentina saying, the most important thing though, despite being stressed, is I'm with my family. We're taking care of ourselves as well. And hopefully, these videos can inspire you to maybe in your home grow some plants. I've heard that's a trend here in Korea, getting like a garden box for your balcony. Maybe not for me and you though, Sedi.
No, they would die in a week.
We don't want to kill plants. We don't want to encourage that. We do have some listener content to show you now, and hopefully I can show you the inside of my house, or maybe not if my wife is listening. She won't approve. But Siska has done this for the garden theme cafe that you went to. I think you said, we've got my picture first actually. It's pretty bad because I had to screenshot it from a video. But do you see in that left corner that little green jungle over there?
Yeah, it looks like it's very...
It's free.
It's free. Yeah, I like the little. What is that in? Is it just in a big old round?
I think they are in big vases. We had to transfer one because it grew. You see, that's 2 plants together, and they've grown out of control. And we don't know what we're doing with our plants, me and the missus. So we'd love it if they grew like straight and in a nice manner, but they're just higgledy-piggledy everywhere. But the thing is, when they're in the house and you kind of walk over to them, you look at them, you feel like you're out in nature a little bit. Right. And I don't know, it's just a nice feeling to have, despite not knowing exactly what we're doing with them. Siska's sent this in from a cafe, I think you said in Gangnam, right? Oh, it's called The Garden as well. That looks really pretty, doesn't it, with all the flowers there?
Yeah, it's definitely more flowers than the cafe that I went to. That's all about plants there.
Looks like, really Insta-friendly. This one a bit more green and Cedric Cafe-esque, I suppose. Again, sending the message of, I guess, plants and healing and all that. You said you didn't take a proper video there, but there are the pictures. Well, that's good enough. Thank you very much.
Definitely. And Ann B sent us a video as well, saying this is a video of the plants that are growing in their miniature greenhouse on the kitchen counter.
Oh!
Yeah, the bean plant got too big and had to be transplanted to the pot. That sounds very medical right there. One of our cats eats plants, so we're keeping the bean plant in the dog's kennel at night and when it's too cold outside. Today it's cold, windy, and snowing. When the weather is warm enough at the end of May, we'll transplant everything into our garden outside.
That's lovely, like a proper little mini greenhouse just on your tabletop.
Yeah, I mean, I remember as a kid planting things like that in those little, I guess, containers.
Yeah, you used to have the little rows of square for the soil and stuff like that. It was a school project or something. And you're keeping that safe in the dog cage.
I like that.
Do cats eat plants? I didn't know that. It looks like that's a dangerous plant having to be locked up. Like it's going to attack you or something. That's fantastic, Anne. And then transplanting that out into your garden. Did your mum have green fingers when you were growing up, Cedric?
Yeah, she did. We had a little garden outside in the backyard when I was in elementary school, and she would grow, from what I remember, tomatoes, and then also the Korean-style peppers, the gochus.
She used to grow gochus in the garden?
Yeah.
That's pretty
cool. So I remember that, and there were probably a couple other things that she grew, but I don't recall.
Yeah, that's the one thing I wish I had during COVID-19 is a garden. Like, it would make things infinitely better, I feel, like just staying at home.
Right.
I feel like a big part of why Koreans, and maybe the government has thought about this during Corona-19, is we don't have the strict house lockdown, is because if you live in an apartment, you maybe have no access to any outdoor space at all.
Right.
People would be getting quite frustrated quite quickly, I feel, right?
Right.
You know anyone in Korea who's got a garden or even like an outdoor balcony, Cedric?
I don't know of anyone, to be honest with you. I mean, but most of my people group are people like me who are just young and single and shouldn't be caring for anything.
Spending as little as they can on accommodation and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, even the families that I hang around with, none of them live in a property that has any outside land. Like, it's not a common thing. If I think back to when I was growing up in the UK, we used to have rhubarb. Do you guys have rhubarb in the States?
What is that?
Maybe this is one other British word that is said differently in the States. Or maybe it is a British native species. You have it with custard. I'm showing Cedric a picture of it here. It's got the red stalks, but they're really big. Like a stalk is probably the length of your arm, your forearm, and then these big kind of veggie leaves at the end.
Well, I can't say I've seen that before, to be honest with you.
Well, we used to have it in the garden. I used to hate it as a kid, so I didn't eat it. But my folks sometimes they'd pluck it up, and some strawberries as well. That was a good kind of memory. The plant cafe thing, is that a thing in the States at all, Cedric?
You know, I would imagine that in some of these, especially city areas, or maybe even some rural areas might have a cafe with either plants in it. It may not be marketed as a plant cafe, but I think some cities are starting to go green and catching on with that trend and actually developing these plant cafes. I haven't been to one, but I've seen those pop up here and there, maybe on social media or on YouTubers' videos.
I think for Instagrammers, they're a good place to go. You can get some nice shots in places like that. Lilith says, I don't have any pictures, but both my mum and dad have green fingers. My mum used to keep plants on our Hong Kong balcony when I was a young child, and now my dad takes care of our big garden in the UK. Wow, they seem pretty adept at growing crops or plants. Maybe not crops. Going a bit over the top there. But yeah, that's nice to hear, Lilith.
Yeah.
And try to stay sane with some green out there, guys. You, Cedric, have got a couple of ideas.
I do.
That maybe if people are going crazy can enjoy.
I do. And it goes right along a line with Lilith. If you have a yard or access to a yard or patio, considering it's, especially if your own yard. Or maybe
not someone else's.
Not someone else's. No trespassing here. No. Or maybe if you're in an apartment situation, you have a balcony, spend some time out there. You know, since you are in isolation for many of you guys, it's good to get some fresh air. And also, if you have access to getting plants, or if you have plants, just spend some time out in the air with the plants, and read a book, hang out,
This is nice.
Watch some Arirang Daily K, stream it, listen to it. So things like that would be, I think, really good for your mental health, because I think that's a big issue right now.
Of course, in the States, in your neck of the woods, Cedric, because they're a lockdown? Because I heard each state is kind of independent. They can choose whether or not to have a lockdown.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, because there's so many different directions, but it's ultimately up to the governors. And there are 50 governors.
What's
50
your
states.
governor doing where your mum is?
Oh, it sounds so bad. I don't really know.
Oh, wow.
I've been keeping up with New York City, like some of the bigger hotspot areas.
Of course, that's understandable.
Right,
yeah.
but I do know that my family, they, my mom hasn't been leaving the house.
Okay.
And, of course, my sister, who is a doctor, she's trying her best to stay safe.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
is she like on the front lines then?
Well, luckily no, because she is OBGYN. So she's in a different hall, but her hospital has already had confirmed patients come in.
My goodness.
And they don't have enough supplies yet.
Oh dear, yeah. In the UK,
as far as
I've
like the
seen
protection, so it's really difficult for me, but more so for them because we're thinking about my mom who's up there in age.
Of course.
But so far, so good.
Yeah.
And we're just hoping that it will stay that way.
And if you are, in places like the States and like Europe, don't forget about that. Because I think some people might just be at home, like getting fed up of Netflix and just watching too much stuff on TV. Don't forget you probably have some yardage in the front or back garden, which you can use. Sit outside, like listen to the birds, look at the flowers, give you some healing. We often take that for granted. I know I did. If I had a garden now, I'd be out there every single day. I'm sure of that. Cedric, thanks for coming in today.
My pleasure.
Any ideas for next week? We're taking suggestions as always.
Yeah,
as well.
taking suggestions. Yeah, so we definitely want to make sure we do something that makes sense for the current time that we're in.
Yeah, and maybe can give you some hope at the same time. Like we don't want to keep it all indoors because probably you're indoors, and then if our content is indoors, you're going to go absolutely nuts. So we'll try and show you something interesting happening in Korea. Have a good week as always, and stay safe, Cedric.
Awesome. Stay safe, everyone.
Let's listen to a song request from Brooks and Nettie. You've asked for Silhouettes M&D. That's Kim Hui-chul and Chungmo.